Students, let me go through the Unit 3, Session 3 of Software Engineering, which is on software architecture and planning a software project. So before I discuss the content of Session 3, I would like to have a quick recap on what we have learned in Session 2. So it is view, what we have seen, like what exactly you mean by view. Then we have gone through component and connector view, where we try to understand like a particular system, how it can be viewed as a component and connector. Then we discussed on components. We understood like there are different notations which are used for different components. Similarly, we have gone through connectors and what are the different notations or symbols that we use to express the connector, and we tried to understand one example from the point of component and architecture view. And last we saw the references. Now in this session, I would like to continue the remaining part of session, like unit 3, which is architectural style for component and connector view, pipe and filter, shared data style, and example. Okay, so let me discuss the first part, which is architectural style for component and connector. So students, what do you mean by architectural style? Architectural style is a descriptive mechanism to differentiate the house from other style. Okay, the software that is built for computer-based system also exhibit one of many architectural styles. Then what does each architecture style describe? Each architecture style describes a system category that encompasses a set of components. Components can be database, computational module that perform a function required by the system. It also encompasses a set of connector that enable communication, coordination, and cooperation among components. It also has constraints that define how components can be integrated to form the system. And fourth one, it deals with the semantic models that enable designer to understand the overall properties of a system by analyzing the known properties of its constituent parts. Okay. Then architectural style, basically I can tell that it is a transformation that is imposed on the design of an entire system. Okay, the intent is to establish a structure for all the component of the system. Okay, so then what is that we have understood? We understood that different systems have different component and connector structure. Then some structures are general, hence are useful for a class of problems. Then an architectural style defines a family of architecture that satisfy the constraint of that style. Style can also provide ideas for creating architecture for a system. Okay, so this is what we have understood. Now we will see few common styles of architecture. So common style would be like architectural style, which would represent a communication architecture. This deals with the type of communication that happens between the component. It can be either through message bus, pipe and filter, or service oriented architecture. Then architecture style also deals with the interaction. Okay, it also represents a cloud. What do you mean by cloud? Cloud is nothing but a service being provided by the system. Okay, so like I can say cloud as a software as well as a service. So software, it acts as a service. Okay, so in some case software acts as a service, and in some case it is infrastructure which acts as a service. Fine. So basically it provides cloud, which is nothing but a software plus service. Then architectural style also deal with domain logic. In the same way, it also tells how an execution environment would be, execution environment of the system. Okay, so which basically I tell deployment or implementation. So it can be either client server architecture or 3-tier architecture or entire architecture. Then architecture style briefly explains the structure. Structure can be component based or layered architecture, or it can be object oriented architecture. So one thing what we understood is basically architecture is a heterogeneous way of describing the system. Okay, so this is about architectural style. Now let us go through what is pipe and filter. So pipe and filter, we have understood that it is one of the architecture style which is applied when input data are to be transformed through a series of computational or manipulative components into output data. Okay, so when we use pipe, when we want to transform the input data through a series of computational or manipulative components from input to output. Okay, then a filter may have more than one input. Okay, and in the same way it can also have more than one output. So filters can be independent and asynchronous entities as they are concerned only with the data arriving on the pipe. A filter need not know the identity of the filter that sent the input data or the identity of the filter that will consume the data they produce. The pipe connector is a unidirectional channel which conveys the stream of data received on one end to the other end. A pipe does not change the data in any manner, but merely it transports it to the filter on the receiver end in the order in which the data elements are received. Fine. So what is that we understood? We understood that pipe and filter is a well suited for system that mainly do data transformation, right? Then system which use this style uses a network of transform to achieve the desired result. It has one component type called filter, and similarly it has one connector type called pipe. Then filter does some transformation and also passes data to other filters through pipes. Okay, so this is what we understood about pipes and filter. Then let us see more about filter. A filter is independent. This need not know the ID of filter of the sending or receiving the data. Okay, so filter ige it is an independent entity. So ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದರದ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ. Then filters can be asynchronous and are producer or consumer of data. So what do you mean by asynchronous? Andre the data flow, like say if filter acts like a producer or it acts like a consumer, the moment the data is generated, it is not mandatory to consume the data. Okay, so there need not be a synchronous way of flow of data. It can be asynchronous. Fine. So one would be producing the data and at the other end ಇನ್ನೊಂದು end ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು, filter would be consuming the data. Okay, then a pipe is a unidirectional channel which moves streams of data from one filter to another. Okay, so pipe ಏನಾಗಬಹುದು, it can be a channel which will move the data, andre data would move from pipe one filter to another in a unidirectional way. ಆಯ್ತಾ. But what is pipe? It is a two-way connector. Pipe ಹೇಳೋದೇನು, ಅದು two-way connector in which data would stream of data would move from one filter to another in a unidirectional channel. Fine. Then pipes have to perform buffering and synchronization between the filters. Okay, because if excess data comes, then if the speed doesn't match with that of the filter, then there is a chance that the data may get lost. Okay, that's why pipe have to perform buffering and synchronization between the filter. So this is the diagram for pipe and filter, where we have to understand that pipe would work without knowing the identity of the producer or consumer. Okay, so each filter communicates through pipe, wherein stream of data would flow from one filter to another. A pipe must connect the output port of one filter to the input port of another filter. ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಪೈಪು, ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ದು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನದರ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈನ್. So filter is a component and pipe is a connector. Then filters may have independent thread of control. Why? Because it is a separate entity, it is a separate component which will have an independent thread of control. then example. Okay, so let us try to understand more about pipe and filter through example. What does the example say? Example says that a system need to count the frequency of different words in a file. So before that, let us go through the problem definition. So let us consider an example of a system that needs to count the frequency of different words in a file. Aita? So you have to propose an architecture using pipe and filter style for a system to achieve this. So ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? So given below is the diagram. The diagram ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? This architecture proposes that the input data to be first split into a sequence of words by a component called sequencer. ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? What it has to do? It has to split the data, input data, into a sequence of words. Fine. ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದು? It is through sequencer. Fine. Then this sequence of word is then sorted by the component called sorting. Okay. So which will pass the output of the sorting sorted words to the another filter called counting. So this counting ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? This counting will count the number of occurrences of the different words. So it basically tells you what is the frequency of words. Fine. So number of occurrences of the word. So this is the proposed pipe and filter architecture for the given example. What is the given example? To count the frequency of words in a file. So the approach would be first split the file into a sequence of words, sort them, and then count the number of occurrences. So the architecture of this system can naturally use the pipe and filter style. So I hope this is understood. Next, the second type of architectural style what I would be discussing here would be data shared style or shared data style. In this style, there are two types of components. What are they? First one would be data repository and second one would be data accessor. Then what is data store? A data store, I can say it as a file or a database, resides at the center of the architecture and is accessed frequently by other components that would like to update, add, delete, or otherwise sometimes modify the data within the store. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರು ಸೆಂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ದು ಸೆಂಟರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ವಿಚ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟು ಆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವ ರೀಸನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು? The reason would be to add the data, to delete the data, or to do some modification in the data. Fine. Then what would be the proposed architectural style? In this case, it would be shared data style. So data repository, ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it provides reliable permanent storage. Similarly, data accessor, it is access data in repositories that perform computations and may put the result back. Communication between data accessor is only through the repository. This is what we need to understand. Communication ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It is only through the repository. So what would be the possible way? Two variation possible would be. One would be blackboard style. Here the data is posted in a repository and all accessors are informed. That is, shared data store acts like an active agent. The moment the data is posted into the repository, ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? All accessors would be informed that there is a data available in the repository. Okay. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it acts like an active agent. Fine. So it keeps on informing as and when the data gets posted into the repository. And the second possible approach would be repository style, which is a passive repository. So passive repository andre accessor would not be informed. It doesn't act like an active agent. Example would be database oriented system, web system, or it can be programming environment. Let us try to understand this shared data style through an example. Examples as per the problem definition says a student registration form system of a university. So example ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? example says that let us consider, or let us try to design a system which is about student registration of a university. The system clearly has a central repository which contains information about courses, students, prerequisite, etc. It has an administrator component that sets up the repository, and also it provides rights to the different people, fine, etc. The registration component allows students to register and update the information for students and courses. Similarly, the approval component is for granting approvals for those courses that require instructors consent. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So see, student registration system of a university ಹೇಳುವಂತ system ನ ನಾವು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. So how does you continue? You will follow the shared data style, architectural style, where repository which is centrally located contains all the data about students, courses, and schedule. And there would be accessor which would like to access the repository, and the accessors like admin, approval, registration, reports that perform operations on the data. Fine. How the proposed architecture would look like? Proposed architecture would look like this. Illondu repository ide which acts like a central repository, and to which all the different accessors like registration accessor, course feedback, administrator, approvals, reports are connected through. So I was telling you like what does each accessor do. Administrator component would set up the repository, and it also would give the rights to the different set of people. Adhe tara registration component would allow the student to register and update the information for student and courses. Similarly, the approval accessor component is for granting approvals for those courses that require instructors consent. Same way, the reports component produces the report regarding the students registered in different courses at the end of the registration. And the last component, course feedback, basically used to take the feedback from students at the end of the course. So there are 5 different components and 1 repository centrally located. So what do you understand from the previous proposed architecture? So components, they do not directly communicate with each other, alva? So one component kuda it always communicate through the repository. So there is no direct communication between the components that is going to take place. Then it is easy to extend, alva? If you want extra component to be added, you just establish a connection between the repository and a component. Fine. So if a scheduler is needed, so it is added as a new accessor, and therefore you need not do any changes in the existing component. Fine. And therefore no existing components needs to be changed. Then only one connector style in this. What is that connector style? That is read and write. Fine. So that is what we have to understand in a shared data style. Okay. So what we have seen what is architectural style and what are the different architectural style. We have gone through pipe and filter, in which we understood that filter is a component and pipe is a connector. Fine. And pipe is a unidirectional channel in which streams of data flow from one filter to another. And second view, we saw what is shared data style. What is shared data style? Shared data style contains a centrally located repository and the different accessor. Accessors are nothing but it is a component which access the repository for data, and there is no direct communication between 2 components. Fine. The communication always happens through centrally located repository. So with this I would like to end up the content of my session 3. So let us try to understand more on the concept through multiple choice question. So I would like to ask you some set of questions, and similarly I would like to discuss the answers, so that your knowledge on the concept, on these concepts, whatever concepts you have learned in the 3rd unit would become tune. So the first question is, architecture description language represents architectural structure that can be divided into which of the following? Is it option A static, or option B dynamic, or option C all of the mentioned, or D option none of the mentioned? So ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Architectural description language represents architectural style structure that can be divided into which of the following? It is option C, right? All of the mentioned above. It is both static as well as dynamic. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ architectural description language represents both that can be divided into static and dynamic. Second question would be which of the following is the essential feature of architecture description language? So the options would be ability to provide structure, the ability to declare a component and name its type, the ability to support analytical capability, and fourth one would be all of the mentioned. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Which of the following is the essential feature of architecture description language? So it is option B, no, the ability to declare a component and name its type. Wow. Then that's it. Explanation says that ability to declare a component and name its type is the essential feature of architecture description language. Then which of the following is true for pipe? From external perspective, pipe has a true state. From internal perspective, pipe is stateless. All of the mentioned or none of the mentioned. So ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? It is none of the mentioned. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? Because see, it is vice versa. From the external perspective, pipe is stateless, and from the internal perspective, pipe has a true state. ಹೌದಾ? So exactly opposite. That's why option D, none of the mentioned, would be the correct answer. Next question would be which of the following in context to data in pipeline is correct? The format conversion should be allowed as long as data that exit the pipe are semantically equivalent to the data that enter the pipe, or is it the format conversion that should be allowed as long as data that exit the pipe are syntactically equivalent to the data that enter the pipe, or all of the mentioned or none of the mentioned? So ಯಾವುದು out of these two options, the format conversion that allows as long as the data that exit the pipe are semantically equivalent ಇರಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ syntactically equivalent ಇರಬೇಕಾ? So as per the knowledge what we have gained for a pipeline, it is semantically equivalent. No, that's why option A would be the correct answer. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? It should be semantically equivalent, not syntactically. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So okay, so let me go through the explanation. The format conversion should be allowed as long as data that exit the pipe are semantically equivalent to the data that enter the pipe. Fine. Okay. The next question, which of the following are considered for connectors? Connectors transfer data bidirectional. Connectors connect two components of type procedure, all of the mentioned or none of the mentioned. So ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? Connector transfers data bidirectional ಅಥವಾ connectors connect two component of type procedure ಅಥವಾ all of the mentioned? All of the mentioned ಅಲ್ವಾ? Why? Because both are true. Connector transfer data in a two-way, so bidirectional, and also it connect two component of type procedure. Fine. Hence all of the mentioned are true with respect to connectors. Then option 6, the behavior of the system can be communicated by which of the following? It is by using execution model, or is it by using animation techniques, all of the mentioned or none of the mentioned? So on the system behavior, if it wants to get communicated, then it is communicated by which of the following? It is through execution model or animation model or all of the mentioned. It is all three, I guess, right? See, because execution model allu kuda ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, behavior of the system gets communicated, as well as it can be communicated through animation technique also. Okay, so all of the mentioned would be the correct answer. The behavior of the system can be communicated by all of the mentioned. Next question, what describes how a set of interacting components can share data? Okay, is it model view controller, or architecture pattern or repository pattern or none of the mention. So ಯಾವುದು set of interacting components share data ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. So just now we have learned, right? It is repository pattern. So repository pattern ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, all the accessor or all the components would like to interact through a centrally located repository, fine, through which the data is shared. Fine. So answer C would be the correct answer. It is neither model view controller nor architecture pattern. Explanation says that the majority of the systems that use large amounts of data are organized around a shared database or repository. Fine. Okay. 8th question. Which of the following is true? Architecture is a low-level design. Architecture is mid-level design. Architecture is high-level design, or none of the mentioned above. So ಯಾವ್ದು correct ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? It is high-level design. We have seen in the first session itself, alva. So what is the definition of architecture? Architecture deals with the high-level design of the system, whereas design deals with the low-level design, low-level details of the system, alva. So answer C would be the correct option. It is neither a low-level nor a mid-level design. Fine. Question 9. What is architecture? Architecture is a component, or architecture is a connector, or architecture is a constraint, or all of the mentioned above. So as per the definition of architecture, ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ? Architecture is all three. It is component, it is connector, as well as it is constraint, right? So answer D would be the correct answer. Explanation is architecture is component, connector, as well as it is constraint. Last question. Systems that involve interaction with a shared database can be considered as software based, or transaction based, server based, or client based. So ಯಾವ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ that involve interaction with a shared database? So you have learned in database a transaction concept ಅಲ್ವಾ? So transaction concept ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? It is the interaction with the database, right? So that's why systems that involve interaction with the shared database can be considered as transaction based. Okay, the correct answer would be B. Why? Because such systems with a shared database are also referred to as transaction based information system. It is neither software based nor server based or client based. Fine. So with this I would like to come to an end for session 3. Okay, so like what all you have understood in my all the session. Okay, session 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ? session 1 ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಫೈನ್. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಾ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ಸ್ that is being played by the software architecture. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ like what are the different architectural pattern or design, like view ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then in the second session we saw what exactly you mean by view. So view ಹೇಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ different component will have a different view. Basically it deals with the detailed design of the system, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೇಳೋದು ವ್ಯೂ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವು? ಈಚ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಥರ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ? ವಿ ಸಾ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ವ್ಯೂ, ವಿ ಸಾ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವ್ಯೂ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಸಾ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ಸೊ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ವ್ಯೂದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ನಮಗೆ? ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಈಚ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್, ಮೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್, ಟು ವಿಚ್ different sub modules would be connected, ಆಯ್ತಾ? Then component and connector view ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು? Elements are components and connectors. So components are basically it would be different parts. ಅಂದ್ರೆ say for example structure of the system, ಅಲ್ವಾ? Then connector means what? Connectors are nothing but it is the interaction. So ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್, ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ವೈಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ? ಹೌ ಈಚ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಅಲೋಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ಸ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದೇ ತರ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಾ ಯಾವ ಫೋಲ್ಡರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಅಲೋಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು or which data is available in which folder, and how these binaries they are connected to the executables. How each executable make use of those binaries. Allocation, basically how resources are allocated to the components. Adana telkondvi. Then we saw like in detail component and connector view. We understood like what are component, then we saw what is connector, different notations ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಹೌದಾ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟಿಗೆ ಓವೆಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸರ್ವರಿಗೆ ರೆಕ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೌದಾ. ಸೊ ಆ ತರ ನೋಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ನೋಟೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಡಾಟೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಹೌದಾ. ದೆನ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲಿಗೆ ಬಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ those were the different notations. Then what we saw like what are the different architectural style ಹೌದಾ. ಸೊ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ವಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಥ್ರೂ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಯಾವ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನಾವು, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಹೌದಾ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ try to understood the proposed system could be implemented using 3-tier architecture. 3-tier architecture ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it is 3 level ಹೌದಾ. ಒಂದು ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸರ್ವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ವುಡ್ send a request and server would try to respond to that request by fetching the data from the database ಅಲ್ವಾ. So there are 3 different layers of architecture, layers irutte architecture alli aita. That's why it is called as 3-tier architecture. Fine. So proposed architecture was 3-tier architecture. Adರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there was no security. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇರೋ 3-tier architecture ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್? authentication server. Okay, so we connected authentication server with the server. Basically what was the purpose of having authentication server? To have a security check. Only registered students can take the online examination survey aita. Then in the extension 2 adralli ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, there was no provision or there was no alternative component when the database component was down aita. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, we added cache component which acts like a cache manager. Okay, so that would also keep the similar data and similar data result that the database would store aita. ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ whenever database is down, student would still get the result and data through cache. Fine. So it would bypass the database and would fetch the result from the cache and provide it to the student, so that when the database fails or when the database is down, the entire system should not get affected. Fine. So that is how we understood like how component and connector view works like ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, we can add it. Fine. And then we saw like what are different architectural style. We learned what exactly you mean by architectural style, and we have seen pipe and filter style, and second one shared data style. Pipe filter ದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪೈಪ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ತರ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪೈಪ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಯೂನಿಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ ವೇದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾನ ಫ್ಲೋ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ವೆರಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ತರ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, which would act like a producer and consumer, which would be responsible for generating the data from one end and receiving the data from the another end. ಈ ಎರಡು ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ನಾವು ಪೈಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟರ್ ತರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. Fine. So that is what we have understood in pipe and filter. And in the shared data style, you would have a component, different components, and each component would communicate with the other component through a centrally located repository. What was repository? Repository is nothing but it is a central database in which all the data would be stored, and these data would be shared across the different components. Fine. ಆ ಥರ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯಿತು, adding or removing of component would be easier for the system. Okay, so this is what we have covered in all the 3 sessions. Okay, so I hope my all 3 sessions were interesting and have made you like have given you a clear picture on all the concept. Fine. And like mentioned earlier, these are the references which I have referred to prepare the content for session 3. Fine. And this is my team. Thank you.